Yeah, she knows what's up. She knows what's up. After a pounding like that, Daddy needs to eat. I'm really into being hit by hot women. Please, for the love of God, spank me, mommy. See, she gives me the vibe that she'd be a full-on switch. She's whatever you need her to be. I would like to feel the titties if I'm gonna have a hug. How is this man actually as funny as he is? Don't shoot the messenger, but Hero Without a Class, after watching its 3rd episode, and I'm not just talking about production, everyone, when people meme and clown on beginning after the end, people are always like, oh, the production, or the lack of movement, whatever, right? I'm not even talking about that, I'm talking about the actual content. The anime itself, and I'm sure there's going to be source readers at the beginning after the end. Yeah, but if you read the manhwa or whatever, I assure you nothing would change about this opinion here. Hero Without a Class, after only 3 episodes, is better than the entirety of the 1st season of beginning after the end. And this comes from someone who didn't irrationally bash that show. I enjoyed the 1st season of that anime. Far from the best thing I've ever seen, but with the way everyone was like, oh, this is the second coming of Jesus Christ, it's one of the best series ever written. No, it was an enjoyable watch, faults and all, but it's far from ever becoming a masterpiece if you ask me. I don't know, maybe if you got Ufotable involved with its production, that opinion would have changed. I doubt it. I walked into this episode thinking, I forgot this show existed. There's so much I'm watching this season. But I enjoyed episode 2. I leave its 3rd episode saying, I might forget it exists again, but once I remember it exists, I'm going to be very eager to watch more, because goddamn, episode 3 incredibly fun, and to no one's surprise, Reddit's already bitching and moaning that the fights were basic. There was no stakes. The only way it would have been better is if like they had like a Kirito profile picture or a One Punch Man profile picture, because at the end of the day, what made this episode fun wasn't the fact that, oh, there's stakes to the fights. It's the unpredictable nature of going from, oh, this dude's literally listed as a loser classless bum and just soloed the entire top-rated guild. Sure, they could lose their mojo, but we went from nothing to the best. The whole world now knows he's not a joke, what type of quests will go on, but most importantly, it's a humor-driven show. The humor is what makes it entertaining. And yeah, the production has actually remained pretty damn great. Of course, drop a like on this video, help show your support. Subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions to all this more. If you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like the one you're watching. So, I loved it. I definitely think with shows like these, the criticisms they'll end up getting are really weird. Because I would get it if, like, our MC was super serious. I take everything serious. My mother died. I must avenge her death. And then you had, like, this girl being like, Baka, we need to make money, you know, like, it would feel like a very weird contrast. The characters are all lovable idiots. Our MC he plays the straight man persona. He's super straight edge, to the books. But then he'll just unexpectedly drop the funniest line known to man. Reiner's out here being like, I want a hug. Thank you for saving this guild. And he's like, well, if you take that breastplate off, yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't say nothing. Buddy just casually is like, I want to feel them titties on my chest. But he doesn't come overly perverted. Like, somehow he drops the most perverted line, but doesn't come across as a creep. It's just funny as hell. Or the fact that when he's getting trained, right, he's like, hey, I want to be spanked. Now, he doesn't quite say it like that, but it's pretty much implied. And then we walk in on him getting his ass beat because he wants to feel the sheath sword smack his booty. The dude's funny. Reiner is the type of character who should have been the lot more like, I'm super serious, I'm the strong swordswoman, I don't like how things are going. And she's like, the best way to describe her, she's a switch. Half the time I think she wants to be spanked, and the other half I think she wants to spank him. When she misunderstands what he says to her, she's like, well, I don't want to get into that right away, but maybe in the future. She doesn't explicitly say, I won't spank you in leather, I just don't want to do it on our first date. Are you really gonna let some weirdos on Reddit convince you that's not funny? Come on now, you need to live a little. And I think the biggest saving grace to the show is Miss Guild Leader over here. Even if the production eventually slips, which I doubt it will now after watching 3 episodes, like, this is what the show is gonna look like. Maybe there'll be a little better fight scene at some point in the show, But yeah, this is mostly what the action is going to look like, and I think it's perfectly acceptable. I'm not expecting Demon Slayer or like some Levi rooftop fight scene from Attack on Titan. Like, yeah, I enjoy it. But the thing is the funnier your show is, the more it can get away with like a lack of animation, because funny little comedic close-up shots of silly faces just allow you to get around like, oh, it's a silly scene. It doesn't need to be the most beautifully animated thing. And I think she'll definitely help with that. But her whole persona, man, like, just, it's the three of them. I've seen so many anime. I thought I knew exactly what each character's personality would be before walking into the show. And to be honest, I mean, I guess our MC, he's kind of the closest to what I expect, but he has enough moments where I'm like, sometimes it's easy to forget how funny he can be. And I think that's what's going to make him more enjoyable. He's not every episode or every other scene going to be dropping some funny one-liners, but maybe once or twice every couple episodes you're like, why the hell did he just drop the funniest thing I've heard all week? He wasn't even trying to be funny. He was being dead serious. He wanted them titties pressed against him. And like the big thing that I saw criticism, there's not a lot of discussion yet because I watched it basically as soon as it aired. But if we go by the Reddit logic, the fights are, oh my god, there was like he thrusted once or this, that. It's like, okay, but it was very clear the overall action of it was he was supposed to curb stomp everyone. And I think, too, people are overlooking so many of the really well-written moments of this. I mean, their world's a lot better than ours, because when you present people with facts in our own world with definitive proof, they'll look you dead in the eye and still say it's fake news, and you're just like, what the fuck? In this world, though, thankfully they hasn't been corrupted by the chat GPTs and the like of the world. So, throughout the battles, they're like, this dude's classless, and he's stomping on the best fighters we have. They're not cheering for him, they're confused. So when it gets called out, this dude's cheating, because that's the obvious outcome, like, he clearly lied about his class. They're like, hey, we're gonna expose your class to everyone, that okay, boss? Sure. They show definitive proof, and they know it's not forged, like, they trust the system at play, and as soon as they get told this guy's classless, hip hip hooray. That's a really, like, reasonable thing. Like, the crowd's like, I'm kind of impressed, but this dude's clearly cheating. It's like a pro video game player making a new account online and just shitting on the 12-year-olds after school. But they're like, wait, he's actually, by this world's standards, he has no class, and he's doing this. Holy shit. That's a great scene. It's a really well-written scene. But no, we're gonna bitch and moan that apparently we don't have a Demon Slayer sword-to-sword swing, but like, the fight was good. I also like the dude at the very end where he's like, get close to me, bitch, and he's like, okay. I'm actually a little, you know, he was a little worried about him, because he's like, okay, this guy's actually pretty deadly, but you're not faster than mom. So basically, that's our power scaling of the world. His mom and then him right now. It's a fun third episode, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I've already enjoyed this show more than the entirety of the beginning after the end, and I'm not just talking about its production, I'm talking about its actual characters and everything too. And this comes from someone who actually enjoyed the first season of that show. Didn't think it was some masterpiece, but I didn't think it was the abominable train wreck that everyone else thought it was. I saw it was a fine, fun show. This though, I'm already thinking, maybe if we get a season 2, there's some good stuff to explore. I don't know, you let me know your thoughts down below. What are you thinking? You like Reddit? You thought this was a boring fight? Or were you like me and thought, damn, this is funny as hell? That's how I felt. You let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course Patreon, where those full live reactions live. And hey, I also like to give video shows to my patrons. Alright, so today we got Braun P, Zero, Cody, and we also have Wyack Wilkin. So I appreciate the support. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.